forward with that. So firstly, let me make it clear. The routing option for SolidWorks is only available with its premium package. 3D Experience SolidWorks Premium provide you the capabilities of routing options. So what kind of routes we can create utilizing that option? We can create a pipe route. We can create a tubing. We can create electrical harnessing, wire and cable routes. We can also utilize HVAC route, and we can do numerous things with them. Okay. But it's only available with a SolidWorks premium product. If you are having a standard and a professional, uh, then it wouldn't be available for your. Mm. So first understand what is route and how it is created. So route is a combination of numerous component and a 3D sketch that will provide you the necessary piping or tubing system that you are looking for. And it's a very easy option. In that you can just utilize the pre-existing part which is provided to you by SolidWorks itself inside their mm, default installation. There are numerous part available for routing. uh, we provide a whole library of part which have components moreover millions. So it's an amazing library of component that you can utilize while utilizing this option. So what routing includes? Routing includes design library. It includes 3D sketching, and then it's include the configuration that we will be going to utilize to make our routing component, um, changing their sizes and making different changes, number of holes changed in flanges, and many more things that we can do with configuration design library. So mainly design library is the thing that will be providing you the whole concept of routing component. It will provide you a vast library of components. 3D sketching, it will provide you the facility to create your piping, tubing, cables that will be provided by 3D sketching. In configuration, configuration will do the necessary thing to resize it, make it useful for you, because we are not going to utilize only a single size of pipe, cable, or whatever you're going to use. You're going to be you're going to need different sizes in that. So configuration is the thing that will provide you that. So let me show you first what is 3D sketch. So 3D sketch, in 3D sketch you sketch a 2D diagram in 3D environment. For that you just go, you just hover over the sketch option and utilize 3D sketch, and it's a very easy option. I'm just creating a uh, lines to showcase how it is utilized, but in this environment you have to be pretty sure in which direction you are creating your sketch, because as you can see it's a 3D environment. You have to make sure in what direction you are sketching, in what plane you are drawing everything, and how the output is looking, and does it the output you are going to use. As you can see, there are many line of freedom. There are many freedoms which are available. All 12 degree of freedoms are available in 3D sketch environment. So it's an easy to draw 3D sketch, but you have to know in what plane you are doing. You can also utilize this kind of view to create your 3D sketch. That will help you a lot while moving forward in routing. It will provide you a view of all planes that you are going to utilize. Okay. So this is how you can utilize 3D sketch to create your route. It's just a demonstration how to create a 3D sketch mainly. So let me show how the routing would utilize this in assembly environment. So let's move to that. So here, firstly, what we are going to do is we are going to define the location of our library folder, which comes with our default installation of 3D Experience SolidWorks. Default with default installation, you will get a whole design library, but sometimes the location of library haven't be added or wasn't get added due to some reasons or administrative tools or permissions. So where you can find your design library, you can find your design library over here. If you don't find it, you can add it by just going to a certain folder. So where you can going to find that certain folder, go to your file explorer. From there you can go to this PC in your C drive, you will file your hidden folder, program data folder. Then you can move forward and select SolidWorks, then your version, and here you can find your design library. After adding that, you can utilize the whole new concept of components that are available for routing and everything. So let me explore that. Here is an option. You will get features, form, tools. So we will move forward. Routing, then piping, and all our components are available over here. Let's select a flange and add it. So by configuration, it will define which flange we are going to utilize. And here now, as I can say, we are not going to use only a single pipe. We have different number of pipes. So now I'm going to select which kind of pipe I'm going to utilize. A default pipe is already provided with SolidWorks default library. So here you can see the default pipe. So let's just select it and utilize that pipe. Under the pipe, you can see whether I can use elbows, whether I can use bands, whatever I required. So let's move forward with elbows. Firstly, I need to save that. Let's save it internally, as by saving it inside the assembly, it will provide me the right to edit it whenever I want it, or I can delete a route we have created. So let's move forward and add a new flange to start our routing. So as you can see, the configuration are doing a great job by resizing them. Now let me create a route just by creating some uh, singular lines and utilizing some additional relations that we can apply to create our route more readable and definable. Because it's a 3D environment, you don't know in which plane you are drawing, so you can apply some relations to justify that. So and you can use our uh, familiar tool, which is smart dimensions, to create the whole routing clear. So this is how easy it is to create a 3D sketch and a route in SolidWorks routing. So let's move forward and understand few rules for uh, the routing. What are those rules? The first is take your time, understand what you need to create in that 3D sketch environment. You have to be a patience with your sketch. You have to make your sketch as defined as you can, and then you can move forward with uh, routing when you are habitual with 3D sketch. And it is a very easy option to utilize. Second is check your settings. Why? So sometimes what happens is design library location is not provided over there, so you wouldn't find a design library in that option. So just to be sure, add your design library location in that. Third, remember, control Z is your best friend, because we are all going to make mistake at a beginner level. We all do some changes while sketching, and the person who has been utilizing 3D route option of SolidWorks can understand the importance of control Z in that. It's our best friend because we can make our changes as per requirement by utilizing that. So let's understand what is route. So route is a sub-assembly which consists of first component, second route parts, and third 3D sketch. So what is component, what is route parts, and what is 3D sketch? Components are the fittings which you are going to utilize while creating a route, like a flange, like a elbow, or a T joint, or a T reducer, reducers, pumps, anything that's drop in that, it's going to be a component. What is route part? Route parts are the sizes and the different number of pipes you are going to utilizing. And here, as you can see, I am also going to get the lengths of the them that pipe we have utilized with their sizes also. So it's a amazing option to get what size and what length we are going to utilize to create that route. Thirdly, and the most important thing again I'm going to say is 3D sketch, because if you misbehave with the sketch, now sketch is going to misbehave with you. Whilst creating a 3D sketch, you have to make sure to add a certain relation, add a certain length, so that you can utilize and you can get what output you are needed. So what are route types? Okay, there are two types of route we are going to help have in this routing system. First is orthogonal, and second is uh, flexible. So, what is flexible and what is orthogonal? Just a sec. So, orthogonal routes are mainly straight pipes that we are going to utilize, while in the flexible routing, we are going to use our spline tool to create different number of curves and cables we are going to utilize in this. So these two are the route types we are going to utilize. So next, again, uh, while creating routings, we have to add some C points and R points. And what are C points and R points? C points are the point on the component at which they are going to connect with each other, while the routing points are the points from where the route is going to start. So let me make it more clear. C points are the connection points which determine the route and an entry direction, from where it's going to end and from where it's going to enter the component or connect the component. It also specify the nominal diameter that we are going to we are going to need while using routing option. Nominal diameter is the thing which changes while the configuration is applied. And again, what are R points? R points are the route points. So what they do, they place the fitting at the 3D sketch line. So when you're using auto routing options in SolidWorks, you have to place the fittings or a pipe on a certain point. So R point is the thing that will be helping you. So this is about the route, how the route will be created, but how are we are going to access all these amazing components which we are going to utilize, like flanges, tees, and elbows. So for that, we have our design library. So in this design library, you will get all the components that is needed. It's a key feature that will help you write SolidWorks routing. It has the large number of component with their different pipes or elbow or fittings that we are going to utilize, and it is also going to be a very necessary component of your daily life when you are creating your customized parts, because as I told, it's provided by the Dassault system itself. It have many references and uh, many configuration that you can utilize to create your own customized part, um, and utilize it for your everyday life. So let me just demonstrate how it's going to be utilizing. So as by dragging and dropping, I can add a flange in this. So for flexible tubing, we can utilize a tube option, and for flexible routing, here is an option. We can take and just start our routing by utilizing flexible option. So we have already seen the orthogonal route. We can utilize a singular line. Okay, Now also I'm going to show you from where I can see my C point and R points. And if we are not able to see, here's the option where you will get your C point and R point visible. Okay, so let's move forward and create our route. Firstly, again, save it. So as you can see, the route has been started. Now let me add another flange. So it will move to its place by itself, and mm, by just 2 clicks we can create a whole route. So changing the route is as similar as is creating automatically. You just drag and you can change it by right clicking. You can change it by you can easily make changes in route. It is simple splines option. So in tube you can only going to get a singular tube flexible option, as there is an only a single part, and from here you can see the length of the tube at the end. Also here you can see how much long tube you are going to utilize in that. So it's an amazing option. You will get all the thing while ongoing. So what if I need to add more components, and that we can add different number of component also, and we can create a BOM also. So firstly let me show from where you can add your components. Here you in SOLIDWORKS content you will get a whole large number of pre-existing library that you can download and utilize for your use, and it's an amazing option to utilize. Also you can go to part supply underneath, where you can find different options. So here you can see an Australian BSP, DINS piping, all the options that are available. So all these you can utilize for your routing. Then for create, if you want to create your custom components, those are the few tips I want to give you. Okay, so first one is best is to utilize pre-existing design component. Why? So it will have all the mate references, all the things that you're going to need with the design table. All the things that you're going to use are already be with there. You can easily rename the sketches, features and dimensions in that component and utilize it for yourself. You can add mate references if there any needed. So basically there are two mate references are required for cylindrical bodies. Okay, in cylindrical bodies you will only require two mate references. In rectangular bodies there are number of mate references that going you are going to require. Okay, you can utilize, and you will utilize routing library manager. That tool is to add a new component in routing library. It will guide you through the routing component wizard is the option that will guide you through at each step of adding your component in routing library. And it will also help you to create your design table on the go. You don't need to switch your screen. You don't need to go anywhere. Routing component wizard and design table, the routing library manager would guide you through all this process. So what are the component that we can create? So first we can create connector, flange, pipes, tubes, and make check of each step while creating those. Okay, so again best option is to utilize the design library component. How? Here are the few tips. Okay, again, to create your custom component. First, copy the similar part from design library, as I said before. But second is the most important thing: do not utilize revolve feature, because as you are going to utilize revolve feature, it it will need much more specifications. There are now numerous similar component that will be available in design library that you can utilize. Okay. S- Use center of origin. Why? So it will provide you to extrude in a another direction whichever it's needed. So always utilize the origin as the center. Again, you can rename the sketch for your references. You can define them. You can name them. So here are the some options. How can you name them? First is connector inner diameter, connector outer diameter, total length of the connector. You can always utilize all those name to add to your design table while creating your customized component. So to launch your routing manager, you can go to options and utilize routing library manager. mm, and add your routing library parts from here. So here is your routing component wizard. It will guide you through each steps. uh, so let's add a pipe. Okay, it's prompting that. Acha, okay, an assembly is open. Let me just close that assembly in the background. Okay, let's move again. Open a part and yeah. So again, I'm going to select piping and move forward with it. We can move next. So for pipe, no special fixings are needed, but you have to add all these sketch components in that while creating a pipe option. Here it will guide you all the things that are needed for that sketch. Okay, you can add all those. Then again, when you will press next, it will move forward and guide you through all the process that's it's required to be added. Let's move forward. Here you can add all these. It will showcase in red which are not added. I haven't added anything, that's why it's showing red. Let's move forward without any data. So here you can see you can create a design table in here also, and then you can just save and finish and you are done with it. Let me close it because I have already created a part. So this is how routing component wizard will help you for creating a customized routing components. So as you created a customized routing component, what are the main factor affecting it? The main factor that will affect it are the mate references. Mate references which can differ with part to part. We will utilize two different mate references for cylindrical part and three different mate references for rectangular part. Why two for cylinder and three for rectangle? As we can assign a coincident and concentric for cylinder, it will resize itself, it will make changes inside it. So that's why it's easy to create a cylindrical part. And for rectangular part, you have to select the starting phase, the side phase, and the upper phase of the part. So it's this is how it's going to help you to create a route, or it's going to attach it to the new component that you have created, and it will do all this thing automatically by utilizing this mate reference which you have provided. So let's move forward. So let me open a design library component. So here I'm just want to show you from why design library component are the best. Here you can find meet references that all you needed with all the names which are renamed, uh, all the things that we are going to or need to add to our design library parts. All the things are already added with our uh, design table. That's That is why utilizing a pre-existing component is mandatory while creating your custom part. It will help you through everything. You can see the edge is added, the mate reference for planes are added. So this is the best option that we should utilize our predefined and pre-existing uh, design library components to utilize for our custom library parts. You can add a numerous part utilizing those component and those setting without making much of effort. So while creating the routes, what are the major things you need to understand? So while creating a route, you need to understand that you have to be patient with your routing, and you have to nurture it the design, because while routing you have to understand that you are creating a 3D sketch which is in 3D environment, and it's going to change as you are going to change it. So you have to make sure you move consciously with each step and move forward with patience. Remember, control Z will be your best friend. Why? So we all are going to make some mistakes. We all are going to do something which we don't didn't want to do in first place. So control Z will help you out through that. Design library. So as again, design library um is the god in 3D experience SolidWorks, because it provides you a vast number of design library components that you can utilize for your components, and you can even utilize those available components for creating routes, generating component by adapting similar items. Yes, as I am shown, you can utilize the design library components to create your own component library. But why we are going to utilize the components pre-existing in design library? As I have shown, it will provide you all the mate references that you are going to utilize for that. You can easily add mate references effortlessly, drag and drop and connect it with the components, add routing and connection points. You can add routing and connection points in them, so they get snapped on the next component. So this is how it's easy to create a customized component utilizing a route, utilize routing options in SolidWorks.